I'm back. This time what we're going to do is cover the slides with the Moviestuff Retro Universal. This is a little bit more involved than you would think for setting it up, but once it's set up, it is very, very quick. What's very interesting about it is this seems to be intuitive after you know what you're doing, if that makes sense. Why I say that is I thought it was intuitive. It was taking me hours to try to complete a project. After calling Roger, getting this straightened out, it took me only a few minutes to do that same project. And what I'm going to do is I have some slides that will do, and I also have a dedicated slide scanner. And that way you will be able to see the differences between a dedicated high-end slide scanner and the slides scans that are going to be made with this unit here. And we'll do side-by-side comparison. And what we're going to do though first is do an actual setup right from, presently I have the 8 and Super 8 gate on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be putting on the slide gate and initiating the program and changing the lens, and that way you'll see exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. Well, first what we have to do is take the lens assembly off from here, and when we do that, just be very careful. You might want to support the bottom side so that if it does fall, it doesn't hurt anything. And I like to suggest not leaving that off any longer than you need to, because you don't want to get dust in there. And to put the dust caps on, next what we're going to do is put the other lens on. This is will be marked in a little package called Slide, and it'll be kind of self-explanatory. You basically take the dust caps off that. You're snug. Now next we'll be removing the gate assembly. When we remove the gate assembly, you've got to remember to unplug the synchronization cord from the back of it. And so we're going to do that. It's a little phone jack. And basically unscrewing this, that'll take that right off. Okay, now the slide gate itself is quite a bit different than the other gates. And how that is, first of all, you don't have any rollers. If you take a look, you don't see any rollers on that. But you do have an area here to place the slides. The same spinners here to tighten it down. And on the back side, once again, you're going to be putting it right up against these little bumpers that are provided so that you get alignment, proper alignment. Now also, if you take a look, you have extra wires hanging out the back side. And you're going to see where it says power in, cut, camera out. So you say, well, how am I going to interface that with the Universal? Well, we're going to take a look at the back side of that. You'll see how everything is jumpered through this unit here. Okay, here's the back side. Now, just to orient you, this blue wire here, this is coming from the camera. So just to let you know that that's going down into the computer. Now, you have the small box where you have the sync cable has to go into. So what you want to do is to make sure that the sync cable, or they call it the gate, that's this end here, gets plugged into that little box. You don't want to forget to do that. That's very important. Next, you're going to see where you have a wire here that says camera, okay, because this is your camera cable here that goes normally into the box underneath. And so what we need to do is unplug that. And up here it says camera out. This is on the slide gate. You plug that into where it says camera. You say, well, what do you do with this end that you just unplugged? Well, if you notice it says camera in. So all we're doing basically is just looping the camera through that and back down into the base unit. Let's just plug that in. Now you have the same identical setup for your power. You're going to have to funnel the power through the slide unit back into the base. And I'll show you that. We'll just move that over here. And you can see that. Hopefully you're able to see that. And you have from your power block right here, you unplug it. There it is. See where it says power in? So you plug it into your power in. This one says power out. It's supposed to say out, it says cut, but it means out because a little bit of paint is missing on it. So you just take that and you plug it into your power. So now all we're doing is just looping the power through the slide gate and back down into the base unit. So that's pretty much it. Once again, just to reiterate, you have the gate, then you're looping your camera through the base unit, and you're looping your power through the base unit. Now we're pretty much all set as far as the interconnections, but one other thing you don't want to forget to do, because you're not going to be running this motor up in here, so you got to make sure that not only are you not running it, but it knows that you're taking slides. That's why you have this little toggle switch here. Make sure you put that over on slide. Now we can go to the front and be assured everything is in place. Now we're going to start up our software. Here we go. And we go down here, we set it up for being our slides. As you well know, we're going to be doing slides. Now that it's all set up and you have the software initiated, you have your switch on run on the unit, and don't forget up on top here, we're going to go over to the slides. That's our album. You hit start, and whatever you initiate is going to show up on the screen as your slides. Here's an image that was done with the Minolta Scan Dual 3. Very respectable scanner. This was scanned at a little over 2K to try to make the same comparison. Now I'm going to do a split screen of the 2K unit from Universal for Moviestuff, and you're going to see what it looks like. I'll slide that over a little bit. And here's the 2K unit. And personally, I like that much better, but that's myself. The Minolta does have more detail. You can see that there is a little bit more detail to it. However, you know, if you start looking at the leaves in here, you can see it. The same thing is if I bring it over to the patio section, you can see that the patio does have a little bit more detail. This is probably a truer color here, but then again, everything seems to be tinted a little on the reddish side with the Minolta. The Universal does I believe, a beautiful job for slides. I have no complaint giving that to a client, and it's very, very fast. On the most part, that kind of completes the comparison to the dedicated slide unit, which is much slower. Just to keep in mind, we did this in real time with the Universal, which took all of about 10 seconds. The slowest part of it was me grabbing a hold of the slide and putting it in the unit. The Minolta, to do the same level of resolution, it took just about 8 or 9 minutes. So if you're talking of thousands of slides, the time that it takes you to go through thousands of slides, handling and putting them into holders, putting them into the Minolta unit or a similar unit, it's going to take an awful lot longer, and it's going to be very difficult to make any money if you're going to be trying to price yourself in a competitive market. So I found that the slide unit will be the only way to go that's going to keep you competitive and keep money in your pocket. And that's what it's all about, doing a good job, giving your client the best possible product, and doing the project very, very well, something that you're not ashamed of and very proud of, at a very good price. So I hope that helps out. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate, once again, any feedback is always greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.